everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Research Ready and Student Matters Hub by Doc Lynn. Hello researchers, hello students. So ngayon, meron tayong i-discuss na bagong lesson video. In the past, meron ako mga lesson videos about this one, but it was discussed separately. Bibigyan ko ngayon kayo ng short overview tungkol dun sa pagkakaiba ng dalawa. This is all about conceptual framework and theoretical framework. Because yung mga new researchers or yung ibang researchers nalilito, ano ba yung pagkakaiba ma'am ng theoretical sa conceptual framework? So malaki yung pagkakaiba nila, no? So bigyan ko kayo ng overview bago natin i-discuss yung full video. But before I do that, please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel para marami pa tayong ibang matulungan. Okay, so bigyan ko kayo ng overview. Ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng conceptual at theoretical? So, ang theoretical framework, again, it's a concept, it's a theory, or it's a study or a literature that has been already tested in the field. So, ito yung mga teorya, ito mga principles na pinag-aralan sa mahabang panahon at napatunayan. Ito yung usually kapag ginamit ng researcher, ito yung pinagmumula ng research questions, ito yung pinagmumula ng experiment, at yung pinagbabatayan din ng research design. Ang conceptual framework naman ay sariling gawa ng isang researcher na nakabatay din sa mga variables na ginamit mo. No? Paano yung naging flow ng study mo, ano ba yung magiging output niya, ito yung sariling konsepto ng researcher. So, kumbaga, hindi ko pa nababasa yung buong papel mo, pero pag pinakita mo sa akin yung conceptual framework mo, ito, ganito yung ginawa ng researcher. Because, as the concept shows, na makikita doon paano dinescribe ni researcher kung ano yung mga ginamit niyang variables, ano yung theory na kanyang ginamit, ano yung mga proseso, at ano pa yung mga ibang bagay na kailangan doon sa kanyang research. Para mas madali nyo pa siyang matutunan at mas marami pa kayong malaman, panoorin nyo ang lesson video na ito.
Are you confused about what to write in your chapter 1 or 2 or the framework section of your thesis? In this video, let's break down the difference between conceptual and theoretical framework. These are two terms that students often mix up, but they serve very different purposes in research. So we're going to discuss the differences between conceptual and theoretical framework. Let's start with the theoretical framework. The theoretical framework is the foundation of your study. Comes from existing theories that have already been tested and widely accepted. Think of it as a lens through which you view your topic. Commonly, this is used in quantitative research. You can go back to my lesson videos and you will find there the detailed discussion about theoretical framework, because a theoretical framework will be the basis of making your research questions, your variables, and your conceptual framework. From your research question to the interpretation of your results and connecting to your study to the broader academic conversation, from basing it on existing published theories, theoretical framework often comes from psychology, from sociology, from education, from economics, and others. And typically, they are used to explain relationships between variables. And theoretical framework also explains why the problem exists. It also provides established principles or models. And as I have mentioned, it is used mainly in quantitative or theory testing research. Firstly, it explains why the problem exists. The theoretical framework gives you a reason or a justification why your research problem happens if you have read and studied the theoretical framework that you're going to use. Example, if your topic is a student dropout, Tinto's theory of student departure can explain the possible causes like lack of social or academic integration. So you can use the theory as a framework or basis or the foundation of your research. Second, it provides established principles or models. This means na yung theoretical framework mo comes from existing theories which are developed by scholars. And these theories are opened back by years of research. No? Nabubuo ang mga teorya na ito or mga theory na ito sa pamamagitan ng pag-aaral sa napakahabang panahon. Example, you're using Bandura social learning theory if you're studying behavior in online learning. But before the social learning theory comes into place, it was studied very well. So they can come up with social learning theory. Thirdly, used mainly in quantitative or theory testing research. The theoretical framework are usually applied in quantitative studies, but I'm not saying that some qualitative research does not require theory. Some other research papers are requiring theoretical framework. However, if you have already a review of related literature, then theoretical framework can be part of it as well. Especially if you want to test a theory or examine relationship between variables, you have to have a theory. Example, if you're testing whether motivation affects academic performance, you can use expectancy theory as your framework. Theory should be tested in your paper. That's why the research questions, the variables depends on it. Because at the middle of the study, you have to test by using the theory. Next, we have the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework is your own map as a researcher of how the variables or concepts in your study relate. It's developed based on your understanding of the topic, the review of literature, and the logic. In other words, who will make the conceptual framework? It's the researcher. Ang conceptual framework, nagiging guide siya or personal guide siya or sabihin na nating blueprint na nagpapakita ng mga iba't ibang konsepto or variables sa pag-aaral mo or sa research mo na konektado sa isa't isa. Hindi katulad ng theoretical framework, grounded it kasi ang theoretical framework sa established theories eh. Ang conceptual framework is developed from your own understanding of the topic. It is usually shaped by your review of related literature, prior studies, and your logical reasoning. Essentially, tignan mo yung title mo, yung variables na ginamit mo, yung theory ginamit mo, yung research questions mo, and those things can guide you in making your conceptual framework. Now, as a researcher, you have to interpret also the flow and the relationship between factors in your study. Nakakatulong siya para ma-visualize ng reader yung direction at yung scope ng research mo, especially kung ang study mo ay more exploratory or qualitative in nature. Ano nga ba ang gamit ng conceptual framework? So, una daw, it shows how you define and connect concepts. The framework outlines your understanding of key ideas in the study and how they relate to one another. So, that's the first use. Second, it is more customized and flexible. Unlike the fixed nature of theoretical framework, which is made by theories or which is the product of studies, conceptual frameworks are tailored to your specific research focus and context. Thirdly, used in qualitative or exploratory research but also in quantitative. Commonly applied siya sa qualitative studies but also support quantitative research when proposing or testing new relationships. If you want to study, kunyari, how leadership style affects school climate, you can draw a conceptual framework connecting leadership styles, teacher morale, and student engagement based on various studies. If you want to understand clearly the differences of theoretical and conceptual framework based on the different features, so I have given here 3 features. First is based on theoretical framework is based on existing theories, while conceptual framework is researchers' understanding plus literature review. Based on purpose, theoretical framework explains why things happen, while conceptual framework explains how concepts relate. And the third, ang theoretical framework source is scholarly established theories, while conceptual derived from theory, literature, and logic. So does it mean, ma'am, that I cannot make a conceptual framework without having a theoretical framework? The answer is yes. When to use which? If your research tests a known theory, use a theoretical framework. If your research is exploring new relationships, especially in a local or contextualized setting, use a conceptual framework. But I'm not saying that in one research paper, use only theoretical or conceptual. Sometimes you can use both. The theoretical framework provides the big picture, while the conceptual framework shows your specific approach to the study, especially if the format of your paper requires you to do so. Okay, on a visual example, on theoretical framework visual, it often shows us a summary of existing models or theories. So usually, kapag gumamit ka ng theoretical framework, meron na yung mga model or figures na nagawa base sa pag-aaral ng mga theories. Sa conceptual framework naman, usually it's a flowchart, it's a map, or a diagram that shows variable relationships, whether it's an independent, dependent, or intervening variables. In other words, you don't need to make a figure or a model on a theoretical framework, but on a conceptual framework, you have to make your own, whether you're going to use a flowchart, a map, or a diagram showing the relationship of variables. What are the common mistakes to avoid? Confusing theory with concept. A theory is a well-established explanation of a phenomena, while ang concept naman is a basic idea or building block used in research. Kapag pinag-mix mo silang dalawa at hindi mo sila maintindihan, it can lead to a weak or unclear framework. Second, copy-pasting a diagram from a journal without adapting it to your study. So just lifting a framework from another study without modifying it to suit your research context shows a lack of originality and understanding. Conceptual frameworks such as IPO, IBDB. So pinipaste nyo na lang yan sa inyong research paper. Ang ending, wala siyang kinalaman or hindi niya na ibibigay yung tamang konsepto ng inyong papel. Ang makakapagbigay ng tamang konsepto ng inyong papel ay kayong mismong researcher. Lastly, failing to explain how the theory or concepts connect to your objectives. Ang framework mo, dapat na ipapakita niya kung paano niya nasusupport yung research question, yung purpose, yung hypothesis. Kapag wala yung connection na to, the framework feels detached and irrelevant. In other words, if you're going to use a theoretical or conceptual framework, they are not just quote-unquote merely design of your paper, but it has its significant purpose.
Okay, I hope na alam nyo na ngayon ang pagkakaiba ng theoretical at conceptual framework. Now, I would like also to emphasize, not all research papers has the presence of the conceptual and theoretical framework. Yung iba, ang kailangan lang is theoretical. Yun lang yung kailangan nire-require. Pero yung iba naman, nire-require nila ang conceptual framework. Kasi ang theoretical framework, minsan nakikita na natin siya sa review of related literature o kaya naman doon sa ating introduction. Pero merong mga ibang research paper na nire-require niya, kailangan meron kang theoretical, meron ka din conceptual. So, kung yung presence ng dalawa ay magdedepende kung anong format ang nire-require sa inyo. Ganon din sa mga scholar publication, hindi naman laging nire-require ang conceptual framework, pero minsan merong theoretical, minsan merong conceptual, or pwede mo rin silang pagsamahin. Depende kung ano yung requirements ng publication. Again, sana natuto kayo dito sa lesson video na ito at ma-share nyo din sa iba kung ano yung pagkakaiba ng conceptual at saka ng theoretical framework. Please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. And always remember, we unlock insights to empower your minds. Thanks for watching everyone and see you on our next lesson video. Bye-bye!